questions and I will try to explain. Japanese grain, boom, dang it. Gods? Okay, gods. I mean, fuck. I'm gonna play gods, because annoying Civ when we see. Where are they? Okay, gods. Good enough for me. I hope I don't fuck it up myself. But okay, let's go. Do you push deer?
Well, on Black Forest I mostly mill them.
You mostly mill deer, okay. Do you know how to push deer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they always walk back, but...
Yeah, HD is a little hard on deer pushing. Not easier in Woobly. Okay.
Well, it's just like... Oh.
Talk, it's fine.
Well, mostly with if you just boom, you just keep making farms, right? Just every time you have wood for farm, place one.
There are a lot of, not a lot of, but few guidelines on when you get wheelbarrow, when you get handcart, right? And the thing about the difference is that with like 80% of the civs, you don't need to go 4-town center boom if you do everything correctly with 3-town centers, okay? The reason a lot of people go for 4-town centers is that 3-town centers require more skill and more precise, things like build orders and such, okay? And what happens is that a lot of people that are like, HD 18, 19 x-rated, they can't pull it off, okay? That's why people think that 4-town center is better, because they, personally, cannot do the stuff they, a normal person, like a good player, I mean, could pull off, because they don't know how properly to do the 3-town center boom, okay? Obviously with Mongols, maybe like it's Persian if you're going war elephants or like something that, you can go 4-town center because it is stronger, right? But, for example with gods, okay, so gods, as we are playing gods right now, right? We typically don't need more than 3-town centers, like ever, okay? Even in 1v1 gods arena, like 2k Vubu style, you never see 4-town centers. Then again, in 1v1 arena, you never see 4-town centers with any civ. But, in team games, obviously, you can go for TC with some civs. Okay, so the start is pretty basic, right? Like 4 wood, 6 sheep, and go after the first 4 word in. So on. I'm just gonna leave my scout on patrol. I'm gonna do it without a deer. So people are not like, I don't know how to push deer, and so on. Okay, so you push the boar in. Did it twice. I mean, you all know this stuff, right? So it's pretty basic.
Yeah, sometimes when I kill the boar, I don't have enough like food for another villager.
Yeah,
Any idea how that?
So that.
Okay, like now you have 37 food.
Yeah, exactly, right? And you need to like drop really fast. Typically you will have about like 3 to 5 second idle, okay? Like at least I usually have about 3-5 second idle. It's nothing big, really. It's not a problem.
Okay, that's just okay.
Yeah, that's okay-ish. That's not a big problem. Like that's nothing that huge.
You built 2 houses?
Yeah, okay, so yeah, this is what I wanted to say. So you build 2 houses, you can also build 1, but why not go for 2, right? Like, then you don't need to build extra house, and you don't need to waste any more of the villagers' time. You know what I mean?
And you don't forget.
Yeah, you don't forget, exactly, so you pretty much don't get house. Okay, oh my god. Okay, so a little bit wait, second war. It's stupid if you thought. Okay, so if you don't go for deer, okay, if you don't go like push it, or in your case mill it, I would put 5 on berries. If you push deer, you can put 4. But if I don't push deer, I usually put 5. Just because like the food income is a little bit better now. Okay,
so is it worth to mill the deer then, or?
Well, I mean, it's a questionable choice, because you might delay your uptime, and the only reason you will delay it is because you will start milling it really late, and then you just won't have, the resources to actually quick up, because the deer will, let's say you have few deer left, or something like that. I mean, theoretically, I'm not gonna say it's not worth it, but what I'm gonna say is you can do everything you need to without it, okay?
Okay.
So, like you can push it, but you can also not push it and do everything correctly, okay? And the reason you usually don't have enough food to make a villager after you order boar is because your sheep micro is probably not on point, right? So what I do is, okay, so all the villagers that are taking boar or sheep, I numbered them on control 4. You can use whatever control group you want, obviously. And like, for example, I click on the sheep, I see it's on 10 food, you know, and then I just like immediately when the sheep is done, I try to focus my villagers and put them on the second sheep, you know, thus having the most efficient sheep gathering I can possibly can, okay?
Okay.
So now, like, now I'm just gonna put 4 on wood. Okay, so I'm gonna put 4 on second wood. Yeah, I see that, yeah, I see. I would push it in a real game, but I just want to show you that you don't need to push it and it's still fine. So, okay, so now I'm gonna go after the second. Okay, so now, 23 out of 25, I'm gonna build the one house I need to. Okay, and now I'm gonna make, so I made 2 farms before the second lumber camp. After the second lumber camp, you make 2 more farms. Okay? So now, it really depends if you wanna get womb or you don't, okay? So, do you usually get womb or not?
Well, mostly in Black Forest you try to wall and you do.
Oh, so you do womb. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm gonna do womb as well, okay?
Like if you're completely protected, I don't.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So I didn't do it at the beginning. Obviously, in Black Forest, you do it in the beginning if you want a wall. But I mean, the point is like, obviously, I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
it's
do
just
it now.
pure boom. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it before I click up to the feudal age. Are you?
Yeah, and then you need 3 fields on
Yeah. So now I have 4 wood, 4 second wood, 5 berries, 4 farms, and I'm gonna put 3 on gold. And I'm gonna go up on 25. I'm gonna make, you know, a little bit more farms now. So typically you want at least 6 farms. So now I have 5. I'm gonna make the 6th farm.
Okay.
Oh fuck! And now I get womb. Sorry, I misclicked there. So now I'm getting womb. So now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 farms. You don't want to go for more. I mean, you can, but you really don't need to theoretically. Let's read the chat for now. Next up, I could have a great boom. Yeah, man. Okay, so now, you know, okay, so now, like, do you see the recap? You know, like, you can recap. Obviously, it's recorded. You can also watch on Twitch if you want to see my POV, you know what I mean? But, like, now, this is pretty basic stuff. Okay, so do you see, I'm gonna have around 350 wood when I reach feudal age. So what you can do, really, you can place 1 more farm if, for example, let's say you don't have your sheep, okay? You can also place 1 more farm. It's really fine.
Okay, but you want 2 TC straight away.
You want 2? You will have 2 TC straight away. That's for sure. If you do it
Mostly,
right.
I start like walking with some fields to like there or like just around now. Yeah, no. Around when you're 3/4 the way to Castle Age.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You can do that. Okay, so now these, like, okay, so the sheep's running out. So now the sheep's running out. I'm gonna just make 1 more farm because, you know, I have the extra wood. The sheep guys, I'm just gonna put on stragglers. Okay, so you see, we have 3 villagers right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
2 for the market, 1.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. So it all adds up, you know what I mean? Like, it's all pretty much calculated in my head that I'm gonna have these 3 guys that are out of the sheep. And so do you see my resources now?
Yeah,
it's
looking
pretty much
good.
everything. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now the guys that come out of TC, you're gonna put on wood.
Yeah.
Okay, do you see I have enough resources to already quick castle age, okay? And that's without deer. You see, like, you don't need it. Okay?
Yeah, you might even do like, how you call it? Put double big stacks.
What? No,
like
double
do
big
double.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it, now, because I have extra resources. Like, obviously you don't want to do it if you don't, but yeah, now I'm gonna already do that. See, the market is up, okay? And I click up. 13 minutes, 10 seconds, I click up. Okay? So now, the 3 villagers are gonna go to wood. I'm gonna build houses with 1, so we don't get house when we reach the castle age. So, I'm gonna place the town center. So typically, like, my wood is looking really bad, right? But I'm playing gods, so I'm gonna need stone for 1 castle at least. Okay? Also get horse core when you can. I forgot because I'm talking. So I'm gonna place 1 TC here, okay? I'm gonna place 1 TC here, and the second TC, honestly, you can place there. Okay, that's not a bad TC. Okay, but what happens is your villagers are gonna walk a long distance, you know, and you're gonna have a lot of idle time. Okay?
Yeah.
So, okay, so the berry villagers are done. So I'm gonna use the berry villagers instead of the wood villagers, okay? Because you need that, as you already said, you need the wood, okay, to be able to like sustain, you know, the like the whole 2-town center insta build and stuff like that. You know, that's why it's very important, right? So now I'm gonna send these over. I honestly don't know if I'm even gonna be able to do it in time. But yeah, okay, so the first TC is gonna go there, and then it's gonna go the second TC, right? And I will show you my uptime, okay? And when I get wheel and all that, and you will see it's going to be really, really good. Like the whole uptime, the villager count is gonna be really good. I hope the AI don't attack me though. Okay, so now I also have 200 gold, so in case you run out of wood for 2 TC, or you run out of, let's say, food, you can use the 200 gold to buy it up. Okay?
Okay.
So now I'm gonna just mine gold with these, so they're not AFK, and when I build a TC, the gold will automatically, you know, just get dropped off.
Yeah.
Okay, so bam, to a villager, bam, so 1 TC down, use the gold villagers to build a second one, yeah. And just the villagers now send them on the TC down. Okay, so this is really, really important right now, okay? So do you see my resources? I'm already floating enough resources, so the villagers that come out of the town center automatically just go on farms. Okay?
Yeah. Okay, you do bosa, not
you don't
heavy
do heavy
plow.
No, you don't. You don't.
You don't
Some
have
people
food
do,
for that.
but you don't. No, you have food, but it really doesn't repay you, because all your farms are almost reseeded now, okay? And the ones you build won't need to be reseeded until you already hit imperial, okay? So theoretically, like, it's not that required to do that, and what happens is you might have some idle TC time if you do it, okay? Okay, so now the second TC done, so you can build more farms with these guys. To do that, so just do it on wood, so this guy builds here, and whatever. Okay, the 3 TC is gonna be a little slower because it's only 3 villagers, but that's fine, really. You can also put like 2 more if you want from the wood to build that 3rd TC, but it's actually not the end of the world. So now I'm gonna build houses with this guy, so I don't need house. 3rd TC up. So now, this is very important, and this is where a lot of people already have flaws. If you will need a castle, you need to TC the stone, okay? Because otherwise, what happens is you will just run out of, you know, like not run out of, but you won't have enough stone to get the castles running, really. Okay, so now I'm gonna buy stone, food from the gold we had, and I'm gonna get wheelbarrow when the villager on the top TC finishes, okay? So bam, 18 minutes I get wheel, around 40 villagers I get wheelbarrow, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so idle here. Okay, bam.
Pretty much as soon as possible, like.
No, like not as soon as possible. Around 40 villagers. You can get it on 35. You can get it on 45. It's not gonna be at the end of the world. Okay.
Okay.
Because so this is where again a lot of people mess up, right? Because they don't get it. So now after wheel is done, okay, you want to get handcart almost immediately after, right? But usually sometimes it's like, you know, a little bit hard because it is a lot more expensive, okay? So now again you can use the gold to buy up the food, because the handcart getting the handcart is going to be a lot more important, you know, than having those 200 gold in the bank, okay? Okay, so now I'm gonna do this, and I almost have enough. Okay, so I'm gonna idle my TC a little bit now, which is fine, really. Okay, which is okay, because, like, even idling the TC for the few, like, 10 seconds, as you saw I just idled my TCs, is really fine. Okay, so 20 minutes I have 46 pop. Okay, so that's pretty much, you're gonna have 46 till 50, okay? Like, the sweet spot is 50, but sometimes you have a little bit less. Like, it really depends if you have deer or not. Like, with deer you can go a little bit faster up, and then you would have around 50.
Yeah, you went 27,
yeah.
right?
That's the basic boom build without deer. Okay?
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty much the best one as well. Okay, so now what you do is, so handcart's done, so now you start putting villagers on gold as well. You know, you start, like, just getting deco a little bit up and running, because you're gonna need, you know, like, more gold as well to pick up and all that stuff. Okay, so now...
Around 50 fields you can...
yeah, you can start, you know, putting a little bit on gold, okay? Now I'm gonna get the stone upgrade, because, like, wheelbarrow, handcart priority, then you can start getting other upgrades. Okay, there's a motion in my base, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, gods, right? You don't really need much, so you don't need to overstack on wood, you know, you just put some on wood, everything else kind of goes to everywhere else right now, okay?
Just get all the upgrades you can, like.
Yeah, like all. Yeah, you can also get gold one, but I'm gonna a little bit wait on that one. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna get it like around 22 minutes now. Okay, so that's enough. Oh, you got house.
Oh,
yeah.
host.
It's fine. It's gonna be. I'm already going house. I just like it's a little bit harder when I'm talking to so much.
Yeah.
So it's fine. It was a few seconds out. Not too cute, really. Okay, so enough on stone now for one castle. I have 7 now. It's gonna be enough. You can even go with 5 because the stone mining upgrade is done, and the handcart also helps a lot. So if you would be playing something like, let's say, celts or something that goes for mass unique units, you know what I mean, from the castle, then you want to keep around 7-8 stone, okay? But since gods,
because you want more castles then.
Yeah. But gods only need 1 castle, right? Because you can make everything you need from the barracks, okay? So you don't really need that heavy on the stone. So now build the university, build around 23, 22, 30. Build the university, build the monastery. You will see, like, I will have somewhat okay clicking up on like 24, 30, something like that, okay? And like, why is this better than the 4 TC one? If you would go 4 TC one in my situation, you would click up on like 1, maybe even more than 1 minute later, okay? And you know, you could think like 1 minute, you know, that's not really huge, but it is huge, okay? So now, abuse the market a little bit, that's fine. Like, I'm gonna sell the wood, for example, sell a little bit of stone, so you can just click up, okay? Because, like, it's fine to sell a few hundred resources, because, like, you don't have the eco bonus, so it's a little bit harder to get it, okay? So 24 minutes, 20 seconds, I click up, okay? So, I'm gonna be up on 27 minutes, okay? And what happens is, the guy who's going 5 town centers, he's gonna be up, you know, like on 29-ish minutes, okay? And like, that buys me the time to already kill him if I can, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now I'm gonna take the stone miners, you know, let's say I'm gonna build a castle like here. I mean, it doesn't matter where you put it, I mean, that's, you know, I'm just doing it for show now, obviously. Okay, so you will see the imp time, the resources you already have in imp, you know what I mean? So you can just start spamming this stuff out. So let's say you would go for champ war, okay? So I'm gonna build the barracks, you know, I'm already getting scale mail barding and all that. So now you can get heavy plow as well, because you're already going to imp. So you can get heavy plow when you click imperial, or you can get heavy plow before you click imperial, like right before you click imperial. Okay. The reason I got it so late, because as I already said, gods don't have an eco bonus, so it's a little bit harder for them, you know, to keep everything done. Let's say you're playing.
Yeah, you don't have the food.
Yeah. If you're playing something who has eco bonus, like Persians, you know, Indians, whatnot, you can get everything a lot faster and a lot smoother. Okay, so
same something like Vikings and I see that like 20,000 farms.
Yeah.
And then they start running out. Do I reseed them or do I
you start running out of wood, you mean?
No, like the farms they run dry. And you're going in and you're gonna need the wood and gold, I guess.
Yeah, well, if it's like few of those, you can put them on wood. I mean, it's really fine. Like, you will see that I'm gonna have like champions and everything done, and like, you know, barracks and all that done without any problem. Like, just watch the eco. So I'm getting long swordsman now. Getting everything out. Okay, so you see 27 minutes, 30 seconds, I'm imperial. Okay? So now we can get conscription, you know, like all that shenanigan stuff. So now already getting 2 hands out. Okay, you can already like start spamming, you know, army. You see like already making a ram and so on. So now the farms start a little bit seeding dry. Obviously I need the wood for the first few minutes, so I'm gonna send them on wood now. It's really fine, it's not the end of the world. Yeah, this is just how you do it, right? And for example, if you're playing something like you know, something that's going for Paladin is gonna be the same stuff. You're gonna have Paladin around 36 minutes, right? But the main difference is the first strike is gonna be a lot faster. Like, there are civs you can 40C boom with, but even with gods, you don't need to, okay? Like, you just literally don't need to. Okay, so now, bam, getting the champion upgrade, okay? So I'm gonna have champion like right before 30 minutes, you know what I mean?
You're now, fully upgraded.
Yeah, like now you can abuse the market a little bit if you have to, you know, you have the extra wood now. So now you can, you know, receive the farms you just did, like you're just losing right now. Like just all this thing. I mean, obviously this really depends on the situation, right?
Yeah.
But now, like, you see, like, 2 lands out, double shades out. This is like pretty, you know, common build. Okay. So do you have any questions?
Well, no, seems fine.
Yeah, like this is, you know, the common build. Because the difference between 3 and 40C is if I go 40C, your handcart and wheelbarrow time are gonna be delayed, right? Because all the resources you would put in handcart and wheelbarrow are going to be used for the
TC.
Extra TC. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you see, like 30 minutes, I'm already have a mass champion army and, you know, rams. Like, you know what I mean? Like in like 1v1, that's completely normal. That's completely not fine. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna stop now. Okay, so, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, do you have any questions?
Well, yeah. How do you like distribute your eco? Like,
how to distribute your eco? Okay, so for example,
like
let's see what I have now. I have 30 farmers, 30 lumberjacks, 30 miners. I mean, 34 farmers, 35, and 29.
Yeah, you actually look at those numbers, or?
No, I don't look at those numbers. So how you do it is, you pretty much, like, if you want to build one castle, you need about 5 on stone from, like, early castle age, and you're gonna have 1 castle by the time you reach imperial. With the farmers, you just keep building farms until, like, you can look at those numbers, like, until you have around 30, then you maybe with handcard, that's plus minus okay. But I myself, like, that's a good question, because I myself, I don't look, okay? Because how I do it is, so you have those initial, like, 13, 15 lumberjacks, right? And for example, so let's like pause it now. Okay, so like, I mean, I'm just like, the farms are around all the TCs, you know, around the mill. And even without looking, I kind of have everything plus minus on equal numbers, okay? Which is, you know, normal, which is normal, okay? And like, what I'm trying to say is, you don't look how you distribute, you look when you distribute, okay? So, 3 TCs up, you can build farms with the villagers that come out of the TCs when you can, right? Because you don't need wood for anything else until like 23 minutes, okay?
Yeah, when you make buildings.
Yeah, when you make university in the monasteries. So okay, so go for farms. Okay, around 22-ish minutes, start putting on gold back again, because like when you build the TCs, you don't put on gold. I mean, you can, but again, you can't overflow, because you don't have 1k gold when you click imperial. You want to have like barely 700-800. Sell the wood if you have to, you know, like 1-200s or something, you know, and like then you're gonna have a smooth eco. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, build as much farms as you can with the villagers that come out of the town center, but don't take the villagers that are already cutting the wood. So like the first, you know, 13, 15 villagers that are on the wood, don't touch them, okay? Use the villagers that come out of the fresh town center. Yeah, exactly. Right, and just you can look at the number, just try to have plus minus equal numbers, okay? And about the miners, again, it really depends what you're going for, right? Like now I have 35 farmers pretty much, rounded up. So let's say if I would be going for arbalists and rams, I would have probably like 7-8 less farmers, okay? Because I would put more on wood after I click imperial, okay?
Yeah.
But if like I'm playing gods, so I need more champion line. So I'm putting more on food and, you know, like more on gold, okay? So truly, you have to look what you're going for, but typically you can build farms still around 22-ish minutes, like 21, 30, 22-ish, and you have handcart and wheelbarrow, so you don't need as much farms as you would need on 40C, because again, eco upgrades kick in, and then you just start putting on gold. You have some on stone. Then the main rally point for your TC is going to be gold and wood anyway, right? Because they come to wood, and then you'll take them from wood to farms.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So again, you will have some woodcutters regardless, because when you don't have the wood to build a farm, let's say around 21 to 22 minutes, you just leave them on wood. Okay, so let's say 3 villagers come out, and you only have wood for 1 farm, so you already have 2 lumberjacks that are just going to sit here, before you order them. Okay, all you pretty much need to remember is that you need to start putting on gold like 21, 30 to 22 minutes. And you need to get the wheelbarrow around 40-45 villagers, or you can go for 45 till 50 and then get handcart right after. Okay, even if you have to idle your TC for 10 seconds, it is okay to get it. If you don't want to idle your TC for 10 seconds, you can get it, let's say the wheelbarrow is done at around 46 villagers, then you can, if you don't want to idle the TC, you can get the wheelbarrow, the handcart, before 55 villagers. But you need to get it before like 55 or even more, because what happens is if you get the handcart really late, you're going to have a little bit of troubles getting up, and you will have to delay your uptime. Okay? Because typically, if I do a 26 plus 2 and I get deer, I usually quick up on around 26 minutes 30 seconds, 26 minutes 50 seconds, like even before 27-minute mark. Okay, even with paladin civs. I actually have a replay where I clicked up 26 minutes 30 seconds with Franks on a 3-town center boom in arena. Okay? So if you get the handcart, it really kicks in, because your farmers are a lot faster, they're a lot more efficient. Even your woodcutters and your miners, they're just a lot better. If you go for 4 TC, you have more villagers, but you have less upgrades. And then the uptimes are also delayed, even though let's say you have a stronger economy, right? But it's not going to matter if your uptime is 1.5 minutes delayed, and I am, let's say, already trebucheting your castle down while you're still 60% imperial. Okay?
Yeah.
And even though if you don't succeed, this is how you're supposed to boom. Okay? 3-town center with most civs, 4-town center, from what I can say from head right now, is Mongols, Byzantines if you want to go cataphracts, elephant civs if you want to go elephants, you can go for 4 TCs. Let's see, what else do we have? Paladin civs, again, I don't really think you need to do that, because if you have Cavalier out on like 8 minutes something, you can just stomp everything anyway. But with Paladin civs, it really depends. I still don't do 4 TC, some people do. But if you do everything correctly with 3 TC, you're gonna have Paladins out anyway at a normal rate. So yeah, that is up to you. But with most civs, you want to do the 3-town center boom. Okay? Especially the ones which go Halberdier plus hand cannoneer and siege, or Arbalest plus rams. Those always do 3-town center. You only need 3-town center for the heavy stuff. Okay?
Okay.
So one more tip: if you're playing something that goes unique units, typically you want to have around 2 castles when you hit the imperial mark, and then you can just spam the unique units. Okay. So let's say the elite voter raiders. Usually around
Celts or something.
Yeah. Usually around 29 minutes you have the Celt full elite voter raider upgrade. At least I do. And then you already have 2 castles, and you just start spamming them and dishing damage. Okay. So any more questions?
Well, the lumber camp, would you replenish it?
Yeah. I would probably place it like this.
But like at the cost of more barracks, or?
Nah, like at the moment I have 400 wood, so it's really okay.
Yeah, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's still fine, right?
But like those could be like 4 rams too.
Yeah, for sure, but again, you need to think about what is the more priority, if you have the extra resources or not, okay? So now I have pretty much a lot of resources already. I'm housed, I'm not playing anymore, but what I mean is a lot of resources will be floating, and you can get all the like 2-man saw and all that, right? And like cooperation and all that. Okay, but it's still important that you prioritize on the faster push, because the faster push matters more than people think, because a lot of people who 40C boom, they will be up really late, and you can take your advantage of that, because what happens is, the damage you do while going 3 town center and he's 4 town center, in the end, around 20, like even 23, 22 maybe minutes, your economies are same. The 3 town center is already the same as the 4 town center, okay? Because you put him under stress and he needs to try to,
needs to rush up barracks or whatever.
Yeah, he needs to, let's say you kill his forward buildings because you're already on champions, he's still on long swordsman, okay? So he needs to build in the back again, so he's doing a lot of stuff, he's trying to defend, maybe trying to wall up, but your economy is untouched, and you're just growing eco, making more villagers. In the end, around 23 minutes, your economies are really similar, if not the same already, okay?
Okay.
So that's why it is a lot more important for this 3 town center boom to be effective in the first few minutes. Okay, so do you have any more questions?
Well, no, I think that's it.
Okay, so
relics.
Relics. So I would. So you build the monastery at 22-minute mark. I would make a few monks and go for relics. Yes, I would.
Well, you have no relics here, but.
Yeah,
well, if
no
there
relics,
were, then you would.
But the reason I don't have no relics is because
they're bugged. Yeah.
You really can't, like, going for the 1 relic, I mean, you can do that, but 1 relic is whatever, right? Typically, around the 20-minute, I usually make 1 monk if I can in my arena games. Like, I was playing an Inca game, like, 2 games ago, and I got 4 relics, and I had, like, 4k relic gold, okay? So if you can get them, sure, but the thing is, in team games it's really hard because your scout can die, so I would only go for a fast monk if I can get more than 2 relics and not expose my monk and so on, so on, so.
Yeah, okay.
So, any more questions?
Ooh, no?
Okay, so
not
that's pretty much it on the 3 town center, okay? So if you have any more questions, you can ask, or I can also... I would recommend you aiming for 27:30, or let's say below the 28-minute mark imperial. Okay?
Okay.
You can go for fasters when you can do the whole feudal age smoothly, or if you can push deer, then you can aim a little bit faster. Like, for example, I was doing some crazy 25+2 with Persians like 2 days ago. I had 50 villagers on 19 minutes already. Okay? And then I had like a 26-minute 30 imperial with almost 90 villagers, you know what I mean? And then it's pretty much what you can do with your 40Cs, but I'm already imperial. Okay?
Yeah, but you
it's
like
really hard.
With the, if you push the deer, you just still go 27 or just go 26?
If you push the deer and you have a good civ, with gods I would still go 27, I think. But if you have some eco bonuses, like some work rate or cheaper stuff, like if you're Britons or something, I would go for 26, yeah.
So and you don't put less on wood then?
No, you would put 4 on berries.
Ah, okay.
So you just put 4 on berries and you have 1 more on the sheep, you can send on the gold and so on, so on. If you don't get Womut, then you can just -1 on the gold. But with deer, I usually put 4 on berries instead of 5. Because you don't need 5, because the deer just kicks in on like almost 400 food.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, you can go for the 26 with deer, but be careful, because if you mess it up, it will hurt you in the long run. The 27 you don't need deer, you already saw I had like 900 food when I was ready to quick up. Okay, so this recording will be in your files, you can watch it. If you want, I can send you more recordings where I did, let's say with deer, like the Frank war or the Persian one. If you want, I can email them to you or whatever, you can just ask in Steam. But other than that, I think if you don't have any more questions, so...
Yeah, okay, well, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, no problem.
Yeah, I need to go now, so...
yeah, me too.